all please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call the November meeting to order. I'd like to thank everybody for being here this morning. Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Certainly. Ellis.
She was here.
She's in the hallway now. She's in the hallway. Should we get her?
Yeah, can somebody run
You
out
mind
there?
somebody holler at her? I need to officially hear her
One
voice.
way.
To the right, Samantha.
I'll just keep going. Farnham.
Here.
Lawton.
Here.
Ludington.
Here.
Patrick.
Here.
Bruner.
Here.
Boyd.
Here.
Second call for Ellis.
Second call for Ellis.
Third call for Ellis.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
We can have it every time I have it.
That's true.
All right. We do have a quorum. In fact, everybody's here. Thank you for getting your minutes for October 16th, special board meeting. Okay, because we don't have the regular board meeting available yet, right?
Well, no, I'm sorry. I didn't have time for that.
No, that's fine. So you have that in your possession. Are there any clarifications or changes need to be made? Hearing none, a motion to approve and accept those minutes. Andy moves, Dan seconds. Assuming you're ready to vote, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are approved and accepted. Claims against the county, you've had those for a few days. Are there any questions, clarifications needed? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve claims against the county. Andy moves, Russ seconds. Assume you're ready to vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are approved. County board member claims, are there any questions or clarifications needed on that? Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve. Russ moves, Dan seconds. Assume that everybody's ready to vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are approved. Next, we come to the part of the meeting for public comment. We have a restroom up here. We ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes, and please identify yourself. Are there any public comments today? Hearing none, we'll move along with the agenda for the Highway Department. Number 1, resolution to declare by ordinance a change to maximum speed on CH 14 to 45 miles an hour. That's that part of the Springfield Road from Prairie's Edge to the west, correct?
Correct.
Any
It's
questions?
to 133.
Correct.
Is there a motion?
That because it's in the city now, so I had to post it
That's based on a speed study that we conducted.
in here.
They did a speed study,
Okay.
okay? Motion to approve resolution. Carl moves. Russ seconds. Are you ready? Mr. Clerk?
Okay. Ellis.
Yes.
Farnham.
Yes.
Lawton.
Yes.
Ludington.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
And Bruner.
Yes.
It is approved. Resolution for the Edgar County Board to appoint Jim Simpson as Edgar County Weed Control Superintendent. That's a mouthful. We discussed that on Monday. Are there any questions,
What's
discussion?
the pay for that?
Nothing, I don't
It's
think.
just added to their duties.
Used to have a pay.
The county general fund pays $1,000 towards the highway departments.
That's
We
the
have
same
to-
as
we
the
have
noxious
to
weed warden?
Have since Dirk was
I
appointed.
don't know, ask, is that the same as the noxious weed?
It's the exact same thing. He's taking Dirk's place. It's something you guys did, was it Jeff, 5 years ago?
Yeah, probably.
And since
Has it been
Dirk-
5 years?
Yeah, I think it has been, yeah.
I didn't realize we had to pay for
You
this.
don't actually pay, it comes off the equipment liability payment.
Anything, any questions about that other than what we've already discussed? Mr. Clerk?
Oh, did you have a first and a second?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Carl, was it Carl and Russ?
They did the first one, I.
Oh, Carl and Dan. Carl and Dan.
Okay, I apologize.
I was on the ball that time.
Ellis.
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
Lawton.
Yes.
Ludington.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
And Perimeter.
It is, Jim is appointed. Next, we have resolution to approve and lay over for public comment for the next roughly 3 weeks. And on the 27th, we'll have another meeting and final approve the budget and levy. I gave to you a budget worksheet that is, it starts with page 33 through 40. It's in your file, yes, that's it. And that replaces the final pages, so we handed out the budget, final budget, or final budget, I guess, it's a living document, we're still working on it. But that replaces those pages in that document that I we gave you on Monday. And remember that we had like a $13 million surplus. Well, this budget total is, let's see, $30,803,193. And against revenues, that's a surplus, well, I wouldn't call it a surplus, I'll explain in a minute, of 1.402. And the reason that that's in there is, for example, the bond payment of $700,000 will come out of there, and there's some bond fund money still left in there, and that accommodates what that 1.4 million in overage. So if you add the others together within the budget, you find out that there actually is very little surplus. Okay? Does that make sense? I explained that all right? Anyway, you need to replace these last 7 pages on the rear end of the budget. The levy you have in there, and it remains the same at this point. We still have to hear from our insurance agent to nail down those things and any other things, any other items that we can use for the levy. So, questions, comments? Hearing none, yes, Carl.
I guess, 2 weeks ago when we met, we were at 9.1% increase, and now we got down to 6.85.
That's correct. And we'll still try to do better.
Yes, right. And we had the public hearing
Correct?
Monday, and no one came to make any comments.
But as I explained also that I had taken, I think 4 calls and discussed it with concerned citizens.
And I've talked to 3 different people.
So people aren't afraid to talk to us about it.
Right,
And once we explain what we're doing and the efforts we're making,
right.
I mean, not that they were totally satisfied, but they were satisfied.
Yeah, there's several things in expenses we had I'm not very happy about, but a lot of it's out of our control.
Correct.
You know, 5 years previous on the ambulance, there was 0.
Yep.
We, 350 or 3.25?
It's up to, yes, $350,000.
And, health insurance up 100,000, liability insurance up close to 100,000.
Yep.
We did some things for the sheriff's department with the last contract to, make improvements there.
And make them competitive
Right.
so that we weren't being a revolving door.
Right. And, we've got a lot of experience with the sheriff's department, especially the road deputies and dispatchers.
Yes.
The corrections, there's a lot of young ones there. And we'll continue to work with the sheriff to try to make improvements on that end of it. to hopefully on down the road with our insurance, get those costs dropped for next year. Hopefully, we're not at this point where we're gonna be having to jump up the
Yeah, we don't
tax
want
rate.
to, I think this is the first time since
Yeah.
you and I have been on the board that we've had to have a public hearing, and that's
Exactly.
triggered by having a greater than a 5% increase,
Yeah,
so.
because, you know, when we first got on, we were close to $1 million in debt.
Yep.
And, you know, we didn't get out of debt by raising taxes, we did it by watching our costs. And, you know, I would keep that in mind.
Andy, did you have anybody? I need a motion to approve, but not final approve this budget and lay it over for, public, comments. So is there a motion? Russ moves, Andy seconds. Are there any further discussions? Would you call the roll?
Ellis,
Yes.
Barnum,
Yes.
Lawton,
Yes.
Luddington.
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
and Bruner.
Yes.
It is tentatively approved and laid over for public comment. Number 10, resolution approving and authorizing the execution and delivery of a settlement agreement and mutual release of all claims. This involves the previous ambulance service. We have settled out of court with the previous owners of the ambulance service. Well, Nicole and Eric Hires, I'm sorry.
Shaughnessy.
I know. So, the agreement, basically, I don't know how much detail we wanna go into. I mean, it's for $125,000 to settle all claims and release all liability and further, I don't know what should say, further action by either party. The $125,000 is coming from the current, we had reserves in the current fund for District 1 ambulance service, special ambulance service, and we'll be paying it out of there. We've carried a surplus for probably 20 years in there, so we're going to not deplete totally, but get it taken care of through that. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, and we'll have to pay that within the next 14 days. As soon as this, if it passes, Augie's gonna transmit this to our attorneys, who will get everything squared away, and then we'll send a check, okay? Motion to approve this resolution, please. Lisa moves, Andy seconds. Further discussion? Mr. Clerk?
Ellis,
Yes.
Barnum,
No.
Lawton,
Yes.
Luddington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
and Bruner.
Yes.
It does carry. Next item, which is a little bit more pleasant. We work and appoint the ambulance board every year, and we have a rotating 3-year term, so we appoint every year so many on the board. And we have 2 people that have served on that board for the last 3 years, and we appreciate their service and their help, and therefore I'm reappointing Mike Marvin and Adam Webb with terms that will end November 30th, 27. So I need a motion to back me up on this. Carl moves. Russ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Next, we need, we annually approve a bellwether extension contract for a period beginning December 1st, 24 through November 30th of 25. No changes in the arrangement or fees. It's still $500 a month. And it's kind of like a retainer, and we can pick them up or call them and talk to them about any issues that we have from an HR standpoint. And they've been very effective in helping us the last so many years. So I need a motion to approve that agreement for them. Lisa moves, Russ seconds. Questions about the company and, okay? Mr. Clerk?
Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Lawton,
Yes.
Ludington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Okay, that is approved, thank you. Next, we go to officers' department heads. Augie, do you have anything to say about yesterday?
Well, I'm glad it's over with. We've been busy. This was the busiest election that I've ever had. And it just, right from the get-go, with early voting was off the charts. I don't have all those exact numbers, I'm sorry, yet, but we were maybe 3,300 total. So, yeah, before election day, we were sitting at a 25% turnout countywide at that point. Last night, what did we end up with? 67% turnout, roughly?
Right, I saw that on the website.
Roughly, okay. And we didn't have any glitches, we didn't have any technical problems. As you well know, the polling places were just busy all day long. And so, it took time, and I appreciate everybody's patience going through the lines. And of course, that means also at the end of the night, there's more paper to print. And so we got that all done, and I can give you more breakdown of numbers and costs and whatnot at our next meeting. But so, all in all, it was good.
Any questions of Augie? Aaron?
Nothing unless the board has any questions.
Okay.
I know at our meeting, we talked about the work you did out on the Clinton Road, that 2-mile stretch, and I think here in town. I told you I talked to some people out in the area. I saw 3 of them at the polling place yesterday and asked them comments about it, and they thought it was very nice. They thought it was an improvement, and I said, there might be on down the road, continue doing that type of project, and they thought it was a good idea.
Great, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Josh, we've got the radio tower moving along, signs being made to identify our call letters, our numbers, and our certificates. Russ, you've got it lit, and you're working on other things, and
It's got heat and air conditioning.
we were gonna get with, we did talk to Matt about the generator and making sure that, were you able to reinforce the fact that we'd like that taken care of as quick?
He's supposed to call me this afternoon. He's been traveling, so he should be holding after lunch, I think.
Okay. Okay. Samantha?
I don't have anything additional from Monday, just congratulations to Augie on a successful election and no glitches. A lot.
I saw him yesterday up in Crispin. He was flying around doing fine.
Thank you. Yep.
Yep. That's the first time I've ever stood in a line, I think, in Crispin. But it was fine. It's nice to, sometimes you see people you never see,
Yeah.
at the elect, so they finally threw me out, so. Adam, do you have anything?
I have nothing to add.
Angie, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good.
Good. I just have a couple of things. You may have seen people in the basement in the old room packing up. They're here yesterday, today, and tomorrow packing up as much as they can get of the old records to be filmed. And so that project's moving along. And the other thing is, we have implemented the e-citation. So the county's doing e-tickets now, and the city of Paris is doing their e-tickets. We're working on the other two agencies to get them up and going. I think they were waiting on things, installation or something of their printer, but it's going well so far.
Who are the other two agencies?
Chrisman and Kansas. Kansas was waiting on a bracket or
Police
something,
department.
No, I understand.
so.
I thought that's who it was, but I wasn't sure.
I talked to him the other day, and I think he was supposed to get it installed this week.
I think you went yesterday. I think you went yesterday.
Oh, did he? Okay, good. Well, maybe we have tickets today, and they update overnight, so if you get a ticket one day, it doesn't get to us till the next day,
Okay.
so.
Any questions of Angie? Jill, how are you this morning?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I talked to some of you guys last week, but some of you weren't there. I have a working generator. I also have radios that are now working, and my tower is up and completed. So I'm very happy finally after a long few months. But yeah, everything's up and working great. I think we gotta fence in a small little area, but other than that, we're fully in there and operational and all that, so very thankful for that. And then Lisa, we did exchange emails with the solar farm, okay. So I don't know if you saw the last email, he was basically asking what information I needed. And I'm like, well, you're supposed to, whatever. So I put some emails out to the local fire departments around the area and to see exactly what they want to be able to respond to the solar, or whatever, solar farm. Great.
And you have talked to Samantha, and we're gonna find out what the hospital would like as far as a
Yes.
gate in the fence.
It's our fence.
It's our fence?
It's housing authority fence,
Okay,
and MOU states that, so yeah, we figured that out, and we're just gonna put a simple gate and call it good.
okay. All right. And that'll be done by the same folks that are putting the perimeter fence around
Yes. Yeah, that's what
the
we were
tower
trying
and
to do.
everything, so it'll all
Yep.
be done one job.
Yep.
Cool. And then where do we stand on the chairs? Have you opened, or do we need to come out and take a look? What did we finally decide?
I was out there
Yes,
Monday.
Monday.
and seen what they need. I talked to Andy, and he's gonna get a hold of the handyman guy and see if he can come out there and put them all together,
Yeah.
and the plaques and anything else that you need.
Is Ray still here, or is he nothing he wants to tackle?
Well, we're gonna have this, this other guy do it.
Okay.
Don't wanna put extra work on.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so,
But yeah, got
We
that
got a
in the
path
works, get
forward.
that to take care of.
Okay.
okay. Hi Taylor, how are you today?
Good.
Anything new?
No.
Okay, well, all right. Morning, Kim,
Good morning.
how are you?
Hi.
How's-
Working busy and business as usual, but I don't have too many significant updates. so.
Yeah.
Going well.
Do you folks have questions of her? Flu shots, people can get flu
Yeah.
shots out there.
Been busy with flu shots, appointment or walk-in.
Now, can they also get the COVID shot out there, or
We
what?
do not have the COVID vaccine because of the cost, so we have it for our Vaccine for Children program. So it's like on an income and base, and then a lot of DCFS children are required to get that shot, so we keep it for that. But we do not have the adult one.
Okay, and shingle shots, is that something that you guys?
That's another private one,
Okay.
and we do not carry that one because of the high cost.
I understand, I just
Yeah.
thought to
Yeah.
review it, and that way,
Yeah, that's a good idea to
Robbie,
get that out there
you can-
again, yeah.
that way they can be directed, because it's time to get a flu shot.
Yeah, we had our flu shot clinic, 1st of October, and it's gone well. We've been pretty busy getting them out in the community since, so. And then the schools had a October 15th deadline for shots. We've been really busy with, getting the kids caught up, and then also lead is required for that as well in physicals, so we've done an event with Horizon to take care of some of the school kids, and I think that's kind of, it's been busy even up until last week with people getting caught up, but slowing down a bit.
And then just to review, you have a dentist that comes in one day and then you have another 4 days, so you have her up unless there's something going on special.
We
You
sure
have
are.
a 5-day program for dental.
Yep, we are on our, I think, 3rd week, going on our 4th week with our Friday services, so going well. Right now, the Friday services are self-pay because there's an accreditation process to get her to be able to help more people, but we're getting there. Soon we'll have 5-day week service for everybody.
Any questions of Kim?
What's the cost on the flu shot?
The flu shot, I think, out of pocket is $55. I think it's $55.
And you just have to call and make an appointment?
Yeah, we do walk-ins if we can. Mostly the nurse that gives the flu shots is there 8 to 4. So we get them in if we can, if she's available, but otherwise it's easy to get an appointment.
Anybody else? Thank you, Kim. Move into committee reports. Dan?
As I said on Monday, I was out there last week and cages are about done, the pens, we got them enclosed, so winter time, not heated, but at least they'll be a lot better than what they were. And then she's in the process of cleaning up the the building, and getting organized, what she's gonna do with each one of the rooms. And we went over there the other day and she told me what she's gonna do with each one of them and so forth. So she is moving her office over there, which make it a lot better than where she's at now, so. But everything's running good, so no problems.
And just a review on the
Pardon?
Just a review on the utilities. I don't know whether you passed those on to Augie yet, Jill.
I did, yes.
Yeah, and then, of course, we'll take
And you
a,
said something about U of I had contacted you about the possibility of having someone come down here and do the neutering and the spaying, which she's gonna have a room for that over there too, so
right,
it should work out, so.
okay.
Yeah.
I did speak to Andrea, told her that we passed them on to Augie, and I told her that we had shut the heat off, that she would probably need to, turn it back on, and she said she took care of it. There was a couple spare keys floating around, and then our keys and stuff, because people are supposed to be getting stuff out of there that still haven't done it, that they wanted or whatever, so I told her I would grab those back, and then she has a key already, and she's been in there slowly but surely getting some stuff cleaned out, so.
Good. Any further questions on that issue? Andy?
No, nothing that I, there's stuff going on, but nothing I can think of some more.
Bill? Russ? Carl?
Did the sheriff reach out to you on the building across the street, the old annex? They were supposed to start working on the process, and
He has not reached out to him.
because I told him we'd have a meeting Wednesday, and we need to hear something, and it would be at the meeting to let us know.
What's the plan for doing anything?
Sell it. Yeah. And he was supposed to be making arrangements, like maybe have a sheriff's sale. He was supposed to contact Augie to see what was need to be done, and also contact the state's attorney. Okay.
I will try to get a hold of him and find out where he's at. If you want to also, it wouldn't hurt if we both did it.
So we need to get that going and get rid of it. So we don't have to heat it all winter.
Lisa?
I am finished with initial review on, different, documents on battery storage, partly, one from, Illinois Farm Bureau, and then a couple from different counties, and I'd like to have you look at it. There's just some measurements and such that, talking about decommissioning and restoring, that I just want your opinion on. And every time I look at this, I think, oh, we should probably refine our solar and wind ordinances. So I'll probably be doing that sometime. The meeting I had before here was, I talked to a landowner called me yesterday and said that a company who he has contracted with, or signed an agreement with, to put in a commercial solar system over on the state line, owns property north and south of 150. Anyway, they wanted to meet with me, so that's what I was discussing with them this morning in time frame. They have put in their request to me so to be able to receive approval to hook up to the grid. He said that's usually a 4-year time frame. They're 2 years in. I said, when are you looking to start this system? And he said probably around the first part of January of 2026. And so I was explaining what our process is. He said our ordinance is much more detailed than most. And I said, no, we don't just go by what the state says, and explained that. And he wanted to know if we would give them a variance to extend the time frame. And I said, no, you just have to reapply again. So,
That one up west, somebody's asking about
no.
the
this one
process
is-
and so
This one
forth.
is east.
Pardon?
This one would be east.
Okay.
So, of course, as your staff knows, just give them my phone number, and I'm more than happy to call, or to have a call. And as I've said before, I average not quite one call a week that I discuss that with someone.
Well, he was told it takes about 6 minutes to get the process and all that. So I said, well, you want to know the procedure, so I really don't understand. It eventually comes through us, right, at the end, so that's the only thing I knew, so,
I just give them my phone number.
okay. All right.
And you said you have conversations with people. Are people just inquiring, or are they actually making moves to do something?
Inquiring, and these are usually third parties. These are consultants, and we have an ordinance, it's on the website. Here's the website.
I told them that too.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah. So they're never in depth.
Okay. You've got reports from Don. We have gotten absolutely nothing because of the earliness that we are in the month from the state. So you'll see that the general fund is in the hole. That reflects that, but otherwise we wouldn't be. I'll be glad when the budget is done and over with. Are there any questions about, or is there any need for a closed session for any reason? Anything else need to come before the meeting today? Don't forget that it would be the 25th, which is a Monday. We'll have a study session. And then on the 27th, we'll meet back here for a second board meeting to clean up the fiscal year, which ends the 30th. We'll final pass the budget levy. We'll try to get a cleaned up budget and so forth out next week with some of the savings that the departments have generated. So that's all I have at this point. Motion to adjourn. Russ moves. Andy seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you all. We're adjourned.